Hello students, today we will read about the strategy of Indian growth in the agriculture sector. This strategy of industrial growth in the Indian economy in between 1947 to 1990, for this 50 years we will give a glance on the development. India, after the independence, make the various industrial policies, and it starts from 1948. In the 1948, first Indian industrial policy was framed by Shyamji Mukherjee at that time. He was a learned economist. The industrial development of any country depends upon the political frame of the country. Up to the many extent it depends. India, after the independence, adopted the mixed economy, and it was very much influenced with the contemporary USSR, and USSR policy was also adopted in the industrial policy at some extent. India divided the industries into four parts, four sectors. The first was the strategic industries, where the railway and the basic industries were kept, and these basic industries were under the full command of the central government. There was another category of industry which is basic industry, like coal, aircraft, airships, ports, petroleum, mining. All these were under the control of government. The next industry was private industry, where the government gives the liberty to produce the consumer goods like automobiles, etc. And there was the fourth category, in which all the products which were left in above three sectors were given in the or kept in the fourth industry. But in this industrial policy, there was a full command of the central government on the industrial development. But it was the beginning of the Indian economy. But after 6 or 8 years, in 30 April 1956, the great mathematicians and economist, policymaker Prakash Chandra Mahalanobis gives a second industrial policy, which is known as the Industrial Revolution or Industrial Development Resolution of 1956. Under this, India gives the emphasis to establish the heavy industry in India, because at this time we have realized that the Indian industrial development cannot be possible without the basic infrastructural development. So, with the collaboration of the foreign governments, Indian government established the iron steel plants, heavy engineering plants, the iron steel plant of Durgapur, Rourkela, even Bhilai. All these were established, and the industrial framework was divided into four categories. Under the three categories. First was the strategic industries, or the main industries, which were under the control of public sector only. There was 17 industries kept in this public sector industries, like minerals, railway, mining, aircraft, telecommunication, railway, and etc. there was a full command of central government or the public sector. These were the public sector's entrepreneurs. The second sector was big sector, where 12 industries were kept, and this 12 industries were given to the private sector, but the licensing policy was adopted here. So, the government provide license to this private sector to produce the commodities like petroleum, antibiotics, road, sea, fertilizers. So, from this the licensing Raj started, and there was a provision that slowly the government will nationalize these private sector enterprises. There was again a third sector, C sector, where it was a totally private sector. The commodities which left from the A and B group were kept under the C category. From here, the licensing and regulation starts. So, this licensing and regulation was again after the 1956. There was a industrial policy in 1980, but before this there was some licensing policies. Before the industrial policies, there was two important licensing policies in India, that was monopolistic restrictive trade policy or practice. It was started in 1970. In this 20 years of 50 to 70, the big industrial family started the monopolistic control of the Indian industries. So, to control the monopoly in the industry of the bigger or the biggest industrial family, the government brings this restrictive policies. And again, from this 60 or 70s decade, India found that there is an outflow of Indian capital to the foreign market. So, to check this foreign exchange or a foreign outflow of the Indian currency, the balance of payment of India was getting unfavorable. So, again there was one licensing policy which is known as a FERA, Foreign Exchange Regulating Authority. It was brought in 1973 to check the excessive inflow of foreign currency, to control the industry of India, and second, to restrict the outflow of Indian currency in the foreign market. But after this licensing, there was a again industrial policy in 1977 in the region of Prime Minister Morarji Desai, but it does not work properly, it does not be executed on the ground. And again in 1980, when the Indira Gandhi was Prime Minister, she brought a industrial policy in India known as Industrial Policy of 1980. And by this industrial policy, the government focused on the small scale industries, and it also overtake the control of the SIC industries or the public sector SIC industries, and a sufficient amount of focus was given on this small scale industry to balance the regional development and to provide more and more employment. We will study one by one. Now coming again to the industrial strategy or industrial growth in India, we have to know first what is the importance of industries in the economy, or country like India. So first is the industry play a vital role for a structural transformation of the economy. The transformation of the economy means going from underdeveloped to developing and from developing to developed stage of economy. For this, the only equipment to progress or make a development is the industry only. By this, we can convert the raw material into manufacturing and we can enhance the service sector. So, this structural transformation is done only by the industry's development. The second is the source of employment. The biggest source of the employment or the bigger source of the employment is generated through the industrial development only. At that time, after the independence, India has a less employment in the manufacturing sector and service sector also. But after the independence, India realized to increase the employment, to explore the youth, and by providing them employment, industries establishment was much required in a different parts of the economy and to the infrastructural industry also. So it can be gainfully employed only by the occupation outside the agriculture by giving them employment in the industrial sector. The next importance of the industry is it gives the mechanism to the agriculture, because the industrial development is based on the agricultural products, and to get a best or more raw material, it was required to enhance the agriculture also, like fertilizers, pesticides, equipments, tools, machineries. All these are produced in the industry, and that is a supplement for the development of agriculture. There was again a next importance that it dynamizes or it gives a momentum to the economic growth or a growth process. Without industry, the economy cannot move one step ahead. For a subsequent or a constant growth in the economy, it was much required that industry and establishment of industry in India should go with a more and more volume. The next importance of industrial growth is it makes the growth in the civilization from rural to urban area, and development of a civilization is one of the merit of development of industry. Industry gives the technical education, engineering and other type of education which gives the earning to the people, and by that earning the people's development happens, and with that development the people or the society go on civilization. The development of civilization is dependent on the industrial development. The next was infrastructural growth. Without infrastructural growth, no industry or a country or economy can be developed, because all the equipment we required for the development comes from the industry. If we talk about the book and copy and pen, pencil, rubber and daily use commodity, all the products comes from the either from the small scale industry, cottage industry, and further these small scale and cottage industry depends upon the heavy industries. electricity industry, heavy electricity and that basic industry, iron and steel. Uh, we can conclude that industrial development and growth of economy are complement to each other. Without one, the another is incomplete, and without the another, first is incomplete. They are interrelated with each other. While the importance of industry, uh, there was two sectors in India, private sector and public sector. So, in the region of first phase of economic development, that is from 1950 to 1990, the public sector was one of the important sector, and it only has a solo control on the economic growth, because Indian government wants to control the whole industrial development and foreign exchange, foreign import and export. So, the role of public sector in the industrial development was much higher than the other foreign countries which noticed the fast economic development. The reason was that the private sector at the contemporary time do not possess the high volume of capital, and for the technique also the private sector was not taking incentive amongst their own productions. There was lack of technology, lack of efforts from the private sector, and they were not bearing that risk at that time. The another important role of public sector in the economy or in the industry was to fulfill the socialist motive or socialist goal of the country. The socialist goal was welfare of the poor people, major population of the people of the country. Therefore, the public sector was much required in the pre-phase of economic development, that is from 50 to 90. Again, we have seen that there was industrial policies of 1956 and 1980 and 1990, and there was two licensing policies of FERA and monopolistic restrictive trade practice. By this, the development of small scale industry was very much important to promote the goal of economic growth in the country in the field of industrial development. So, industrial development with the small scale industries balance the regional development and balance the unemployment situations. It provides maximum employments, it provides the equalizing the regional imbalancement, and more than that, the substitution or the location transfers of this establishment of this small scale industries is pretty easier than the large scale industry. The capital required in this small scale industries and cottage industries was less. They were not so much dependent on the foreign technology and techniques. They were really, dependent on the Indian economy only. The characteristics of the small scale industries can be summarized as it is a labor incentive rather than the mechanical incentive. The more laborers can be engaged in the small scale industries, and they are very friendly to enhance the employment in the small scale sector. The next was the location flexibility of establishment was very easy with the small scale industries. these small scale industries can be easily located in any part of the country, and they can be transferred from one area to another area with much easier. So the cost of transportation of raw materials for this was less. They can be established near the raw materials, and the cost occurred in the production process was less. The cost can be minimized in the small scale industries, and the investment required in the small scale industries, or the capital investment for this industries, was not pretty high. It can be easily manageable by the Indian peoples. So in this, the private sector was too much engaged, and they were giving more opportunities for industrial development in the economy. If we conclude by the goals of industrial policies or industrial development in the 1950 to 90, we can summarize that the public sector was the only important sector who was controlling and commanding the industrial development. The second was the foreign inflow, foreign currency inflow in the 1950 to 1990 was very less, because there was so much restrictive policies adopted by the government to control the public sector. IBM and Coca-Cola was the two international companies which has their Indian investment, but due to the excessive restrictive policies or control and command of the public sector, they left India and they established their ventures in the foreign countries. Process of industrialization was randomly slow in the first phase. Export were very less and imports were very more in this 1950 to 1990s industrial development. Again, the next feature was the licensing Raj or licensing era started in the industrialization, industrial growth. The private sectors or the enterprises with a more than 100 crore capital, if they want to expand their entrepreneur, they have to take the prior permission of the public sector or the government. They cannot extend their industrial development on their own wish. They have to be dependent on the licensing permission of either the production of the goods and increasing the industries. So the excessive control was the character of this 1950 to 1990 industrial development. The large scale industries development in this time of 40 years was slow than it to be required. The small scale industries development though fulfill the equality or the regional equality or income equality or employment opportunities in the economy up to the sub extent, but although this development was not sufficient as per the required, the next was that the domestic industry was protected from the foreign competition. They were too much protected that they do not take incentive to create or develop the quality and quantity of their production. Their saying, their mentality was that when we are going to sell the same good on a high price, why should we make the increase in the quality? Because they don't feel the competition with the foreign competitors. They were safe with the competition with the foreign companies. So these were the features of Indian industrial policies or industrial growth in between 1947 to 1950.